I spent 6 long years building that cabin with my own hands. Every log, every nail, every inch of that structure held a piece of my sweat, patience, and pride. It wasn't just a weekend getaway. It was the one place in the world that felt truly mine. So when the HOA suddenly marched onto my property claiming it, I belonged to the association. I knew a storm was coming. It started with a letter taped to my door. Unapproved structure. Built on HOA land. Must be surrendered or removed within 14 days. I actually laughed at first, thinking it was a mistake. My land was outside the HOA's jurisdiction. They had no authority here. But the next day, a group of board members showed up with clipboards and attitudes. Karen, the president, stood at the front like she owned the entire mountain range. "This cabin sits on HOA land," she declared. "You've built on common property, and it must be vacated immediately." I calmly pulled out my deed and the original property, documents from 6 years earlier. She didn't even look at them. "We have our own records," she said smugly. "Your paperwork doesn't matter." That's when I knew I needed to bring out the big guns, the official land survey. 2 days later, the licensed surveyor arrived, carrying the certified maps, boundary markers, and GPS coordinates. The HOA members followed us as if expecting a victory parade. But as the surveyor started placing flags in the ground, their confidence began to crumble. He traced the exact property line, one flag, then another, each of them landing well inside the boundaries I rightfully owned. When he finally stopped, he turned to Karen and said, "The cabin is 37 feet inside his property line. Nothing here belongs to the HOA." Karen's face drained of color. The other board members stared at the ground, speechless. Their records, their threats, their arrogance, it all collapsed in seconds. "You'll be receiving a written confirmation," the surveyor added. "This land is legally his and always has been." The HOA left without a word. I stood on my porch that evening, watching the sun set behind the cabin I had built with my own hands. Victory didn't need yelling or gloating. The truth, and a certified survey, did all the talking. They tried to seize what was mine, but they picked the wrong man and the wrong cabin.